Hi everyone, welcome back to another IVF update. This is part 3. It's been a couple of months since I have actually done another update. Well, it may have been a month or so, to be honest. I'm not really sure anymore. Everything's blurring into one. So I think what are we now? We're August. So back in July, Rob and I went to an appointment up in Cardiff in the Heath Hospital. Last time I saw you, I believe we had been for an appointment for Rob, for him to have another analysis done. Since then, as I say, we've been up to Cardiff, we went to the Heath Hospital and we had to have appointment for both of us. So I had to have internal scans done and he had blood tests. I don't think he had much more than just blood tests, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, I had an internal scan done and I also had blood tests taken. So basically with the internal scan, what they were trying to do was make sure that everything is okay with my ovaries and uterus, as far as I'm aware. On doing the scan, I will pre-warn anybody going through it, it is not comfortable. It's not painful, it's just a little bit invasive, and it's not a very nice appointment to go to. But I have to be honest, the staff, the nurse and the doctor that carried out the scan, they were absolutely amazing. I couldn't have had better people, if I'm honest. Basically, they kept me at ease, they were telling me everything that was happening step by step, telling me what they were looking for and what their findings were at the end. She was great in the sense of, the doctor explained to me that she was going to explain everything to the nurse as they were going along and then put it into layman's terms for me at the end, so they could do what they needed to do, but also, you know, keep me at ease and just make sure I was okay. Basically they've said that the excuse me, basically they've said that the follicles in both my ovaries are fine. My left ovary is slightly raised, so while they were trying to do the scan, it made it a little bit more uncomfortable as they had to press really hard on my left side of my stomach to try and get it to pop down a little bit. I guess that's the best way I can put it. They then made sure that everything looked okay with my uterus for as and when we need to carry, and as I say, they made sure that the follicles and everything were there and enough for when they do reimplantation. So hopefully if we get to that stage, then we know everything with that side of things is okay. Since that appointment then, we had to wait for our blood results, and we actually had the appointment for that on the 9th of August. So like I say, we've had 2 appointments. So the 9th of August was a video call, which is quite nice. We were able to be at home for that. It was the results of blood. So it wasn't an easy appointment to have. It was quite difficult because at 30, a woman's hormone level needs to be at 15, and sadly mine is only at 6, so that was a little bit of a not a setback, but you know, there's things that they can do, but it did sort of hit me, and even now, as you can tell, I do get a little bit emotional from it. So basically there's nothing that you can do to change that. It's nothing that I've done wrong, it's just a genetic, that's what my hormone level is, and that's what my hormone level is going to continue to be. It doesn't matter how healthy I am, how skinny I am, you know, it would not matter in the slightest, any of those things. It is what it is, unfortunately. They have been keeping a monitor, unbeknown to me, about my hormone level, and they sort of hoped that it would improve, or that it was certain times of the month that they were taking the blood tests, and everything differing slightly, but the last few that they have done in the last sort of 12 to 18 months have all sort of held at 6, so they're sort of sure that that's where it will continue to hold. So what they've advised now is that yes, that can have a slight impact on how the IVF will go, and whether or not we do manage to have a baby at the end of this. It doesn't diminish those sort of those chances, you know, it won't diminish those chances completely. It just does potentially mean that they are a little bit lower than what they were. Overall, they're happy with what they've seen. Everything with Rob's blood tests were all okay as well, so that is good. I'm not quite sure what it was that they were looking for him, but he is all okay. They have said that due to the hormone level being lower, when they do the treatment, you go through 12 days of 2 injections a day, injections, and that is hormone injections to help produce viable eggs that they can harvest or collect, whatever you want to say. And it just means that whereas they weren't going to give me such a high dose, now they're going to give me the maximum dose that they can give somebody to go through the hormone injections. So I would advise that if you actually see me or know me and you see me while I'm going through that, maybe just give me a wide berth, because if you think I'm emotional, it could just get worse. So, you know, you never know. They have said that we will have our next appointment now within the next 4 to 6 weeks, and that was from the 9th of August. So we're looking at possibly in the next 2 to 3 weeks that appointment should come through. That next appointment is going to be a video call again, which is great. They will go through a whole treatment plan with us and exactly step by step what that is going to entail. Now, I know the basics of how IVF and ICS works. I think most people know the basics of what happens. As these appointments are coming closer, I'm finding it more and more overwhelming and more of a lonely and personal journey. I find that I'm leaning on Rob a lot more, and that I'm wanting space from my friends and family a lot more, and we just sort of feel like, well, me in particular, I sort of feel very sort of isolated going through it. I don't know how to describe it. I think because all of my friends and family are so positive, and that's great, and that's what we need. We need a lot of positivity going through all of this. But I'm also trying to be very realistic. I'm hoping for everything and expecting nothing. And I think sometimes the realisation sort of hits me that we could go through all of this and not have a baby at the end of it. It could, you know, it could be the worst for us and not work. Now, I don't let myself sit and dwell on that too much. It's just every now and again you do get that overwhelming urge and that sense that, why am I doing this? Why am I bothering? It won't work anyway, and things like that. And that is a big part of this journey. And I think that's why I pull away from people sometimes, because I do find that with everybody being so positive and so excited and bubbly around me for all of this process, I find that I just need to sort of take a step back and have that breath and just hope for the best, really, without getting my hopes up too high. Speaking to the doctor, we have found out that potentially we will know either way by Christmas, which on one hand is absolutely amazing, and I'm super excited and I can't wait. But on the other hand, because Christmas is my favourite time of year, if this doesn't work, it's gonna be heartbreaking. And I think that in itself is such a big thing. The not knowing is hard enough. Potentially the way is a difficult place to be. There's just so much unknowns and uncertainty. As much as you want to go through this being so positive and I'm so excited, and I am, don't get me wrong, I'm excited and I'm positive. I do feel like I'm going through this and I am in quite a positive space with it. I haven't hidden anything from any friends or family. Even my work family, all of my colleagues and everybody on my team, I'm very, very open and honest about it, because it's not just something that affects me. This isn't something that I'm just going to go through quietly and not be able to say to people what I'm doing or how I'm feeling. Yes, I pull away from a lot of people. Yes, I am quite sort of quiet about it sometimes. But that is how everybody feels at some point in their lives. When you've got something going on, that is normal to just sort of pull away and withdraw a little bit. But even with people in work, and like I say, people on my team especially, they all sort of know what my appointments are for. They all know what's coming up step by step. And that is purely because if I am withdrawing, or I snap at somebody, or I'm upset, or just anything, I want them to know that it isn't them that's done anything wrong. I am just having a bad day or a bad minute or whatever it may be. I'm very lucky with my job that Rob works there now as well, so he is in the office, and a lot of his team and his managers and things were my managers at one point, so they are all brilliant and really understanding, and they knew before he even started that this was the journey that we're on. But I'm also very lucky with my manager. There aren't enough words for my manager and my deputy manager for the support and the love that they've given me recently, especially after my appointment on the 9th of August. That didn't just go on for the Monday afternoon, that also rolled into Tuesday morning, and I went to work as if, you know, nothing was wrong, and, you know, as you're all aware, I am working from home at the moment, and my manager messaged me just saying, like, you know, 11:15 we're gonna have a catch up, and I just messaged her back to say, just an FYI, I'm not quite emotionally stable today. And 11:15 she rung me, and, you know, it's all video appointments at the moment, COVID restrictions and all that, and I just burst into tears, and I was trying to explain to her, as I am to you guys, you know, emotionally, mentally, physically, what we're going through, and she was brilliant. She said to me, you know, I couldn't imagine what you're going through. All I know is that if there's any work pressures on you, you know, you need to let us know so we can help with that. She advised me, you know, to try Pilates, maybe in yoga, and I've taken up Pilates again, which I never thought I would actually do, but I'm really enjoying it, and it is just an hour a week to myself where I can go, switch my brain off and just relax, just let every single muscle in my body relax, which is something that I do sort of struggle with. Every waking hour, even sometimes in my dreams, I am thinking at some point about IVF. What happens if IVF works? How are we going to afford everything that we need? What do we do if IVF doesn't work? Will we find out straight away that we can start again? Or do we have to have a waiting period in between? You know, what if things are delayed and it takes longer than finding out at Christmas? What happens then? When treatment starts, how quick is the process going to be? You know, what's it going to be like waiting to find out if we are pregnant? And what if? And it is very much just a what if. So in closing, I really hope that this does help couples out there that are going through the same journey as us. I know that sometimes I repeat myself and sometimes I don't really know what to say and then I get emotional. I can only apologise. In fact, I don't know why I apologise, because they're my emotions and this is my YouTube channel and I'm allowed to feel what I feel, but sometimes I do just feel like I need to apologise to you guys for crying on camera or getting a little bit choked up and things like that. But I guess if you're going through this process, all I can say is that is normal. Take one emotion at a time, take one appointment at a time, and just let yourself do what you need to do. Don't let people get in your head. Don't let people tell you how you should feel or what you should do those days. Don't even let them tell you what is best for you. Speak to your doctor, speak to your consultant. They are the ones that you need to listen to. There's so many different support groups out there that are sort of through the hospital. I know myself, we've been given booklets after booklets after booklets about who we can speak to, you know, where we can find those groups and things like that. So there is so much available, but I'm always a message away as well. So if you do need any sort of support or you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask me. I don't sort of cover these things up. But yeah, I think I will leave it there. As I say, our next appointment now should be in the next couple of weeks. So once we've had that, I will let you all know. So it's one more video appointment, which is the treatment plan, and then we go to Port Albert after that for a second treatment plan appointment, and that is so that Rob can learn how to stab me twice a day for 12 days. So wish me luck with that, guys, because I think that 12-day period is going to be a case of what he wants, he gets, because I am not having him stab me harder than he needs to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me and helping us through this journey. Just thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Bye guys.